Hi, this is Miss Rowe. Today we're going to be talking about figurative language. There are several different types of figurative language and we're going to learn about many of those today. So before we get started with the different types, we need to know what is figurative language. Figurative language is using words or phrases differently than their everyday meanings. So the first example that we're going to talk about is personification. Personification is giving human qualities to non-human things. So our example here is lightning danced across the sky. We all know that lightning does not know how to dance. It does not do ballet. It doesn't know how to ballroom dance. It is just lightning, so it doesn't have that capability of dancing like we as humans have. So this is a way that we would describe how lightning flashed across the sky. Another way that we use personification a lot of times is in children's movies. So for example, if there's a cartoon where a dog or a bear or any kind of animal knows how to talk, that is personification, because we know that in real life those types of animals don't know how to talk. Or if we're talking about like the movie Cars, where the cars have personalities and they know how to talk and they can drive themselves and things like that, that's also an example of personification. The next type of figurative language is a metaphor. So a metaphor is comparing two things, but it does not use like or as. And this is important to remember, that metaphors do not use like or as. So our example here is the snow is a white blanket. Obviously, snow is not a blanket. Snow is cold, and we think of blankets as being something that is warm. But when we compare snow with a white blanket, what it means is that the snow covers the ground so much that it looks like a full covering like a blanket would give you. The next type of figurative language we're going to talk about is onomatopoeia. So onomatopoeia are words that sound like what they mean. So whoosh, bang, boom. These are words that the sound of the word is exactly the sound that you would hear in real life. So if I tell you that a bee buzzed past my ear, you know that when bees fly, their wings make a sound like a buzz. The next type of figurative language that we're going to talk about is alliteration. Alliteration is repeating the sound of the first consonant in a sentence. So our example here is a good cook could cook as much cookies as a good cook who could cook cookies. So that's a bit of a tongue twister right there. What is repeating in that sentence is the CO sound at the beginning of cook, could, cookies. So that is an example of alliteration. The next type of figurative language that we're going to talk about is a simile. Similes are similar to metaphors, but the difference is a simile compares two things and it does use like or as. So this example that we have is they fought like cats and dogs. So they, meaning the people that we would be talking about, fought each other. And they're saying they fought like cats and dogs, meaning that cats and dogs don't get along. So this could maybe be describing two siblings who don't get along that well, that they would fight like cats and dogs. But just remember that similes always use like or as, and metaphors do not use like or as. Next, we will talk about a hyperbole. A hyperbole is just a huge exaggeration. So if someone says, I'm so hungry I could eat a cow, that's obviously an exaggeration because none of us have the capability of eating an entire cow. So anytime that someone says something that you know is just a huge exaggeration that could not possibly happen, that's a hyperbole. In this video that I have for you to watch, there are going to be different examples of figurative language. So I'd like you to watch the movie and count the number of times you can find each personification on your sheet, and then at the end we'll discuss it.